Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Dillian White was always going to bite back at Manuel Charr after the German-based Lebanese fighter labelled Dillian White as irrelevant and someone who wasn't at the level that he should be given a world championship fight. Now, I was waiting for White to come back, and he has. So we'll just go to Charr's comments first, just to set the scene, and then White has penned a column for TalkSport, and then I'll get into a few thoughts, because Manuel Charr just might be the most deluded man in all of heavyweight boxing. Anyway, to his comments to Sun Sport, I am not interested in a fight against Dillian White. He is not a sportsman and not a challenge for me. He is an irrelevant man. He has made good fights and won, but he is not ready to fight against me. This athlete should not be given a platform for a world championship. I really want to fight in England. My favourite opponents are the super sportsman Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. These two athletes would be a big challenge for me personally. Talent and experience, I have the ring experience. I just want to fight the best, and AJ and Fury are the best fighters from UK. Manuel Charr statements. And there was some talk about a potential Manuel Charr fight with Tyson Fury some time ago, that Charr potentially could be one of Fury's early comeback opponents, and who knows, maybe that will shake down at some point, because Manuel Charr has been sort of indicating he'd like that fight, and Fury has as well, and who knows what will happen on this ESPN and Top Rank deal that Tyson Fury recently signed onto. But Manuel Charr as an opponent for Dillian White, that had been something that promoter Eddie Hearn had talked about recently. He said Charr was one of about 4 names that were in the mix, and clearly Charr was never in the mix. That was more promoter speak by Eddie Hearn, sort of throwing out the wish list. But Dillian White, he has clapped back, and he has really laid into Manuel Charr. So in a column talking to TalkSport, here it is here. Manuel Charr said he's not interested in fighting me because I'm irrelevant. But the guy is just a media. He hasn't even got a proper belt. Where is he ranked? I'm ranked number 4 in the world. Where is he ranked? His best fight to date is getting stopped early by Vitaly Klitschko. If anyone is irrelevant, it's him. He's fought one guy in 2 years, Alexander Ustinov, and 90% of people haven't got a clue who that is. He's just out there looking for an excuse. He wants to fight Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, get knocked out and just get paid. He's just looking to sell his belt to the highest bidder. If Charr was serious about fighting people, and he wants to fight Joshua, Fury or Wilder, he should fight me, beat me, become number 4 in the world, and then he's in the position. We've offered him the fight, and instead of being professional in negotiating, he's taken to social media and is shouting his mouth off. Professional people who want to fight don't behave like that. If you think I'm irrelevant, fight me and beat me. You're a world champion, right? I can't take him seriously. What a deluded guy. It's tough getting an opponent because guys overprice themselves. They just don't want to fight, and they're looking for excuses so they don't have to admit they're scared. And then he goes on to talk about some well-worn sort of territory about Joshua, Wilder, all that sort of stuff. Been through that previously, but it's the Charr stuff that I really wanted to concentrate on, because I actually pretty much wholeheartedly agree with Dillian White here, because Manuel Charr is really a pretender to the throne in my view. He fought Alexander Ustinov back in November 2017, and that was a fight that heavyweight fans weren't really sort of, clamouring for. And in the days leading up to that, all of a sudden the WBA put the regular title status on the line. It was a pretty last minute, and it was there. Manuel Charr beats Ustinov, who was faded, 40-year-old guy at that point. Wasn't a great fight, and then all of a sudden he has a version of a heavyweight title. Although, many fans do not recognise Manuel Charr as a heavyweight champion because that title was effectively gifted to him on a platter. And for me, I look at Manuel Charr and go, he's not even in my top 30. I do not regard Manuel Charr very highly. He's been knocked out a number of times in his career. He's 31-4 at the moment. And if you have a look at his record, and he says, Dillian White says, where is he ranked? And he's right to say that because he is inactive according to BoxRec. He has not fought since that Ustinov fight, and there's been a number of reasons for that. Part of that is they just couldn't come to negotiations with Fraser Kendo to begin with, because that was going to be his first defence. And probably, I think many would have picked Manuel Charr, who is now going by his birth name of Mahmoud Charr. Just sort of throw that in there. There was an Instagram post the other day. He was sort of detailing that he, when he first turned professional, he needed to have a more sort of German-sounding name. It was something like that. But he's going back to his roots, and he will be known as Mahmoud Charr going forward. But I think for the purposes of this video, we will just call him Manuel Charr. But, you know, he hasn't fought since the Alexander Ustinov fight, and even before that, the opposition was pretty limited. I mean, Sefer Seferi. I mean, really? This guy says he is a world championship fighter. That was Tyson Fury's comeback fight off the couch, and Sefer Seferi was a complete joke. And look at this. It's a unanimous decision over 10 rounds. Really, it beggars belief. And he's been knocked out by cruiserweight Myris Bridis before. Johan Dorper has beaten him as well. And then you go back to Vitaly Klitschko back in 2012, knocked him out. I really don't rate Manuel Charr very highly. The only reason I've really covered him on the channel in the past year or so is because there's just been all this will they, won't they fight for this WBA regular title between him and Fraser Kendo. They couldn't get the fight made, and then when they did get the fight made, there was injuries, and then all of a sudden there was the drug testing issues. So not only is Manuel Charr inactive at the moment, he has the spectre of being regarded by some fans as being a guy who was caught for doping. And I'm sure he would say he was exonerated from that situation. But what happened was he wasn't present for the opening of the B sample. So on those grounds, because he was challenging it in a legal sense, ultimately the WBA just gave up. It probably looked like it was going to become too hard. Remember, just in the last couple of years, they had to deal with that Fraser Kendo situation with him challenging the WBA, taking them to court and winning. So in that situation, my sort of read on it was the WBA was just like, this is too hard. We don't want to get bled in court, you know, by lawyers' fees and all that sort of stuff. But Manuel Charr, supposedly a heavyweight champion, and he says that Dillian Whyte is irrelevant. Seriously, that is some deluded stuff. And I have to agree with White that it does appear like Manuel Charr, Mahmoud Charr, just wants to sell his belt to the highest bidder. He says that White isn't ready to fight someone like him. Honestly, Dillian Whyte would take Manuel Charr out in 3 or 4 rounds. I think that would really be a devastating win. And if Manuel Charr really thinks he is levels above Dillian Whyte, he is seriously deluded. Some, you know, Chris Eubank Jr. levels of delusion. Seriously. The guy must be just on another planet if he thinks that he is better than Dillian Whyte and that Whyte doesn't deserve to face someone like him. It really kind of beggars belief, the comments that he's making there in regards to Whyte, and basically saying that he's nothing, less than nothing, and that he shouldn't even be, you know, mentioning his name as a guy who should be fighting Manuel Charr. So I think it's pretty clear what Whyte was saying is pretty accurate. Charr wants to fight the 2 top guys within the UK scene, which is obviously Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. He's spoken about a Joshua fight before, wanting that, but no one wants to see that fight. Not only are they complete mismatches, no one wants to see that, because that would be all over in a couple of rounds max. For Anthony Joshua, maybe Tyson Fury might take a little bit longer to get him out of there, but that would just be a one-sided effort as well. Manuel Charr actually is pretty limited, and I think if he was to face Dillian Whyte, he is getting knocked out. So what do you make of these comments from Manuel Charr, who says that Dillian Whyte is completely irrelevant, but vice versa? Dillian Whyte really laying into Manuel Charr and saying, look, buddy, you're the one who's irrelevant. And as on BoxRec, he is listed as inactive. So Whyte is right. Where is he ranked? He does not have a ranking. And he would get knocked out in my view. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.
Stay tuned, the heavyweight champion of the world. Come on, baby.
If you want even more boxing content, come and join me on Patreon. Every week on a Sunday, I drop a new video on something topical or thought-provoking from the heavyweight division, ranging from rankings, the business of boxing, the false economy of deluded fanboys, the twists and turns in the division, to assessments of fighters and their statements. I hope to see you there, and for more information go to patreon.com/boxing squared. The address is on screen now.